Okay, hello everyone. First of all, thank you, Ian, for this wonderful opportunity. I think so. I have got 15 minutes here, and I would try to give justice to this 15 minutes, adding value for your time. So, just a quick introduction. I have spent around 23 years in the industry. So, first 15 was in the business domain, working for pharmaceutical health companies in SAP, in supply chain, inventory management, and a lot of that. So that gave me a very solid background of how the businesses are run. Another 5 years went into data and analytics, where I was heading a data and analytics for a company. So that gave me the other side of the table, right? That how this data needs to be organized, segregated, analyzed to help making the decisions, right? And the last 3 years have been more into AI, which is another paradigm shift that I'm seeing in the analytics world. So today I'm going to divide my session into three sections, right? So suddenly there is a hype in AI. Everybody's talking about AI. Everybody wants to jump into AI. And then there are certain difficult questions that people need to ask while they are jumping into AI. And I'm thankful that Ankush just laid the right foundation for what I wanted to bring in, that how the journey has been, right from the data silo till the part of AI which is driven. So I'm going to talk more about why now, right? That why suddenly there is a boom of AI and how can we leverage that AI. The second section I would cover is more that, okay, people can be in different part of their journey. Somebody wants to start their AI journey, somebody are already in their AI journey and they are struggling with the challenges. How do we help them out? And the third section is more about case studies, where I'm going to speak about how we have we are helping our clients to take the step or the giant leap, I would say, into the world of AI.
Mm.
So okay, all set, let's start. Okay, so why now, right? So data has been there for almost 2 decades, 3 decades now, right? And we have been using, people who have been a
Sajal,
little
sorry, the screen didn't move there, Sajal. Was it meant to, just before we crack in?
yes, it meant to be. Okay, hold on, let
I'm
me
seeing
just.
your landing page at the moment. Yeah, I think you're on the wrong screen, just so that we can get that fixed.
Okay, let me share my entire window. Okay, share. Is
There we
it why now?
I can, yeah, why now? I can see that now, but it is on the non-presentation mode, but as long as we can see it, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
try it again. Okay,
yeah.
let me try to put it on a presentation mode one more time. Is it now in a presentation mode? It's on presentation mode in my end. On my
Right.
end.
It's showing on the screen, but don't worry, carry on with the
Okay.
screen. That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Okay, fine. So when we talked about data, it was always about data warehouses, right? So your data was coming into data warehouses, and then people used to work on it. We moved from tables to warehouses, from warehouses to lake to oceans, and things like that, right? So now that was data for you, and people used to look at the data and report onto that. But now with AI coming in, what has changed, right? Why is it becoming so imperative for the organizations to look at uh, AI as a tool to take more decisions? Because I feel there are five things which you should be looking at, which creates data, right? So the first thing is obviously your data in your warehouse, which is basically you have transaction. So you have swiped your card on a shopping mall, and your data has resided in some of the data warehouse table, and then an analysis will be done on your expenses, on your choices, and things like that. But there is also data which is residing in documents. Right now there are companies which have huge contracts, right? Written legal contracts being written in the form of word documents, PDFs, right? There are tenders that are being written in those. There are HR policies which are written in the document form. There are sales manuals which are written in the document forms. There are customer services, the processes or the SOP which is written in the document form. There are product manuals which are written in the document form. Now this is all that you have as a data, right? So this is the second type of data. The third type of data is your images. So a lot of companies which are more on marketing side of things, or you may say e-commerce, they depend more on the images also, right? And then marketing also is dependent on the images. So that is a third form of data which is images, and then you have fourth and fifth, which is basically audio and video. Now these are very specific because certain type of businesses will use that, but that is also where your data resides. Now if you look at audio, video, text, and then your images, now in a typical data analytics world you cannot talk to these things, right? It is very difficult to talk to these things, and that's where AI comes into picture. Because now with the help of AI, I can speak to this data, I can analyze this data, I can make sense out of this data, I can make business decisions out of this data. And that's where AI is picking up now, because people are looking at these kind of data also to take some decisions. So now what are they creating, right? So you, if you are hearing this news following AI, you will see a lot of co-pilots, right? So Microsoft has got a co-pilot. There are people who are developing co-pilots. So co-pilot is something where, just imagine a buddy sitting with you who is helping you out with certain sort of things. Now this is nothing but the thing which I was talking about, that you can make your documents talk, right? You can speak to your documents. So it is called as document copilot. When you speak with data, it is called as data copilot. So what am I doing here is, I will have excuse me, I will have a set of documents which I'm going to upload, and with the help of large language models, I'm going to ask certain questions to it, which it will answer for, right? Now this can be used for search, this can be used for asking questions, this can be used for citation purposes, right? So there is a lot of research which is being done. So the industry like pharmaceutical, they are very heavy on research, they are very heavy on clinical trials. There are a lot of documents that they do over a period of 3 to 7 years to 10 years. Now it gets very difficult to find that what was the decision which was being taken, maybe 3 years back. So with these kind of document co-pilots, it is very simple. You type in and you get the answer. So that is about co-pilots. The second one is images. So I will give you an example of images. So uh, high personalization of the customer, right? So basically we get a lot of this messages on our WhatsApp, right? That this is a deal, this is a coupon that you can use. But if you get a very personalized image with the data that they have, it becomes a very a relation between you and the customer, that you can create, by which you can increase the customer engagement. So I have a case study about that. And then finally it is audio and video. I don't think yet that people have really uh, taken this up, but just one example was that one of our CXOs wanted to have his Christmas wishes or happy new year being sent to the customers, uh, with a very personalized message, right? So for example, for Ian, I would say that, hey Ian, I wish you a very happy new year, and then something very personal to him. But from a CEO, that sort of message, no, that can be done via AI, where CEO is not actually required to be doing all these things. So that is it.
Okay.
Now coming quickly to the second session, I think I will run faster. So this is the roadmap of it, that how you should be doing it, right? So you have
Sorry
to
again,
start.
Sajal, I'm sorry again, that hasn't moved. Do you want to move it again onto the system? Sorry. For
Oh my
some
god.
reason, it's not reacting very well to your.
Yeah, and in fact I'm sharing. So I'm sharing the entire presentation, entire screen.
Give that a go again, see if that works.
Okay, thank you Ian for helping it. And users, I'm sorry about that. Are you able to see
I
AI
can see it
journey?
now. Yeah, because AI journey. There we go.
Okay, cool. Okay, so continuing our story, now you have got this five data that is there, and now you want to start this journey. So how do you do that, right? So I think the first thing is education and awareness, because, and the third point which I have written is very important. We have to understand that what is that AI can't do, because I think in enterprises that we are experiencing is they find that everything is possible with AI. Yes, it is possible, but then you need longer period of data, you need longer time to train the model, and then go for it. So you have to conduct those education sessions, get the teams like marketing, HR, inventory, all these people, tell about what can AI do. Then know your why, which is basically detecting the use cases. Then the third step is building your use cases. So we have been working with an enterprises, so almost 42 use cases came up in the workshop where people felt that AI can help them out. And then out of 42, we have selected seven which were like the things which the departments wanted to do, as a POC. So you always start with the POC with AI, because that is where you will actually see the value, whether it is delivering you the value for which you want to spend money. Once you have done with the POC, you find it good, get it socialized, which is basically developing a minimum viable product so that you can productionize it and move along, right? And then finally get it all onto the different departments, show them, because these documents lie in everywhere that I have seen, right? In every department there are documents, and then you can go for it. So this is
Mm.
basically the AI journey. And generally it, like, we have seen that POCs are generally 6 to 8 weeks. Minimum viable products are between 3 to 4 months. So I would say that if you have a 4 to 6 months window, this will really help you out.
And Sajal, on that point about the POCs, you said we're 42 case stories down to 7. How did they decide on the 7? What's the decision process for that?
Okay, good question, Ian. So I think most of them were falling under the same sort of bracket, right? So if I have to have a document, right, which I want to share, right, or I want to do a Q&A. So now
Yeah,
most of the moment we shared this part of things, everybody started putting up the use case for them, right? So HR person wanted to do it on policy, IT manager wanted to do on IT positions, right? So that way we just filter it out basically into 7 key buckets, right?
right.
So there was one which was forecasting, which was very very operational driven. Then there was on documents, which was more like, okay, I just need to have a Q&A. The third one was on knowledge management, where they were saying that they have a lot of people who are going to get retired, and that knowledge resides with them, or
Mm,
it resides with the document. So how do we get that so that people can just ask a question and get that knowledge? So based on that, those 7 categories were defined, and then we picked up one and we said, okay, let's do the POC, and then see if this can serve the all.
got it. Got it.
Does it help? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, are you able to see the 5 point strategy now?
I can. Yeah.
Okay, so with this in focus, so now you know 5 types of data. You know what should be the journey. Now, how do I implement it? Because I am more into execution. So we do a proof of concept. That is first. The second is the vision, which is building an application. I think this vision is very important, because I have seen the AI POCs dying their own death because there is no vision that how am I going to take it forward. The roadmap which I showed you, like the third one was to build the POC and then go for a minimum viable product. It cannot happen unless you have a vision of how do you want to see this AI application growing. So that is very important. We are helping customers in building this vision, and then integrating new tech components. So every day there is something or the another coming up on the LLM models. They are getting more stronger, more better. So
Mm.
that needs to get integrated into your journey. And then the
Jack, I'm
most
sorry. There'll be some people that don't know what an LLM is. Could you just explain what that is, please?
Yeah. Okay. So this is basically the large language models which are basically doing the work behind AI, right? So now people are thinking that, okay, I'm going to ask something and it is going to give me the answer. Now, how is that answer coming? Because there is a large language model which is actually looking at the data, creating a context out of it, creating certain chunking of the data, and then is ready with the answers for you. So the moment you ask it something, it will give you the answer. Now that answer, like just like a human, the more I read, the more I am knowledgeable, I will be able to give you a better answer, or I will be able to consult you better. The same is with LLMs. So
Yeah,
just imagine LLM like a brain for AI, which is getting stronger and stronger day by day, because it can look at heaps of data, millions of records of data, and give you an answer.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
The fourth point is very important: user adoption strategy. We have seen this in BI world, but nobody's talking about it in AI. I think that is the key here. That how do you make people? Because right now also the challenge that AI is that the accuracy of the results are still around 65 to 70%. That
Right.
means 30% is still not there. So you need to have a user adoption strategy, and what better than presenting the numbers to people and to the board or to the management to see that how this analytics is happening. So that is the fifth one, which is there on the strategy. Now just let's quickly look at the use case. And am I on time?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I
Just got a minute. Yeah, we're in there. We're just in there at the back, so that's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so are you guys able to see
Yeah, that's
it
come up.
works?
Yeah, the
Check
case
out our
stories.
case
Yeah,
studies.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the first one very quickly. So we were working with a with a tire manufacturer, right? A very large conglomerate which who manufactures tires. Right now, we generally buy tires for our car. When we buy the car, and then almost for 2 3 years we don't change it, and then we want to change it. Now it's not a regular buy, and that's where it becomes very difficult for the company to connect with their customers. Now, how do I connect it? I do it with AI. So if Sajal Saxena has bought a Honda car, so why not have a picture of where I reside from India, and put a car, my car's pic there, and then a very personalized message about the color of my car and how the tires will help it. So everything was being done by AI. So earlier this was done by a marketing team, which might take around 2 to 3 months to create this also. For example, if I have to create it for 50K customers, I might take around easily around 4 to 5 months.
Got it.
Now this whole 50K thing is being done in 15 minutes via AI. Now that's really cool on the operational part of things. Let's look at the ROI. Now ROI increased by 31% when we integrated it with WhatsApp, and I started sending message to Sajal. Sajal had more chances of opening that message and looking at it because it was personalized.
Yeah.
So now that is the first use case which we have done, which is like image processing. The second one is demand forecasting. Now this is a very typical statistical problem which every organization, if you are in business, you have to get this problem solved, right? Your demand needs to be absolutely bang on, but generally it is not when you grow big, larger and larger. So can I look at my historical data? Can I look at my external data? Can I look at the trends? Can I look at the seasonality and then predict that what my demand is going to be? So we had this demand being forecasted by the planners, which was still getting around 30%. They were not able to put it in the right frame of things. 70% they were. So we reduced that 30% to 14% via using AI models, right? So that is what demand forecasting through AI. And the last one which I talked about was documents. So my key statement here is, if you have a document, you have an analysis. If you have a document, AI can talk to it and bring you a lot of things for it. So this was a typical automotive industry player which had lot of documents which were created, but they were not in standard technical English, right? So they had almost around 10,000 SKUs which they have, and every SKU had a technical document, but they were not written in standard technical English. Sometimes they were written in German, sometimes they were written in Japanese. So we also had this challenge of converting them into standard technical English and in a proper format of what this product is all about. Now
Yeah.
again, this would have taken easily a year for people to look at these documents, thousands of documents, but with the help of AI we have reduced that almost 92%. And because of that, the support inquiries have also decreased. Yeah, because now the documents are more clear. Now that is the power of AI.